because I'm like, why are we stopping here? Like, are my friends picking me up here? Like, I just, in the back of my mind, knew something was going to be happening, but I didn't know what. And then, you know, around the corner comes you and Trisha and the whole group and Mike. And it was just amazing. And, you know, when he said, hello, gorgeous. And I mean, I started crying because I was like, oh my gosh, I know what this means. And so I did my day, my spa day on the mobile unit, and my friends and family came for the reveal, and then we went out to eat. And I mean, just at the time, you know, I didn't have hair, so I mean, having the wig and the makeup and the facial and the manicure and pedicure, I mean, clothes, new, like, you know, I mean, really, like, I just barely been out of my pajamas for months. So, you know, just having that all was just such a amazing experience. And, you know, it's interesting because I often look at the picture of me that you took with the wig I had. It was off. I was bald. And I look at that picture and I see the sadness. I get emotional talking about it, but I see the sadness in my eyes. Just how traumatic that whole experience was. And in the same way, that was also the best day of that experience, right? So, you know, I look at that and I think no matter how bad things are, how bad you think things are, you come out the other side of it.
Mm-hmm. You do. And, you know, it's interesting because I say, God has given us free will. So, and that's what you are an inspiration to me because of the way that you've come through this. And there are a lot of people, God gave us free will. So you don't have to come out on the other side of this positive. You don't have to come out on the other side of it better. You have to choose to make those choices to come out on the other side better and more positive, because there are a lot of people that don't come out of it mentally. They come out of it physically, you know, the cancer's gone and it's cured, but I think that mentally they're still in that place where they're, why me? Why did this have to happen? You know, and they look at the bad side as opposed to the positive side. And so that to me is why you are an inspiration, because you've just taken this like second chance on life to the nth degree. So you've like run a marathon and all of these things, you know. I just think didn't you go to like the Biggest Loser camp out west somewhere too? And so all of these things I just think is amazing. So share with us what made you choose positive as opposed to choose negative.
Sure. I mean, I think some of that just inherently who I am, right? And it's interesting because I'm a giver, I'm a doer, I want to help other people. That's my personality. And when you're going through treatment, it's very humbling because you're really the receiver in a lot of ways. But you also, like, going through that experience, it's just so impressive to me, like, you know, how generous and kind and thoughtful humanity is, right? I mean, like, the people who are sending me gift cards for food and sending us meals and helping take care of my son, and just, I mean, there was so many blessings that came out of that whole experience. And you see people helping and caring. I don't know, it helped get me through it. It helped me get to the other side of it, and it made me want to be the person who helps others, you know, through their tough times or when they're in need. And so, you know, I've always been someone, as a social worker, I mean, I've just always been someone who wants to help people, who has the desire to help people, who, you know, just wants to do what I can to make things better in this world, really. And so, you know, I guess it's kind of part of it's who I am, and part of it's how the experience was for me and how wonderful people were to me. And then just wanting to kind of continue that forward, right? Like, I didn't want all the blessings and the awareness. I mean, there's certainly an awareness that comes with facing your own mortality at a young age. I didn't want that, you know, you want to take every day and appreciate it and be grateful for it and thankful for it. And I didn't want to I didn't want that to slip away from me. And there's an ebb and flow to that. Not every day am I as grateful and as appreciative as I should be. But there is an ebb and flow to that. But I just always want to kind of keep that in the forefront of my mind. Like, I do have a lot to be grateful for. I do have a lot to be thankful for. And I want to make sure that I'm tapping into that, because we could get swallowed up in all the terrible things going on in the world, obviously, right now, right?
That's
and
right. Yes.
all the terrible things going on in life. And yet, even in that, there's still blessings, there's still kindness, there's still helpers, there's still people doing good. And we can all be comforted by that. And so I just want to continue, right? Just being that person.
So tell me, what is it like to train for a marathon? Because I can't even wrap my brain around running a mile as opposed to running 26.2 miles. Like, what is that? What is that like?
Sure. So, and I'll even back up just a little. So when I finished treatment, I was literally at my highest weight I'd ever been. Like many breast cancer survivors, I gained weight during treatment. So I finished treatment, highest cholesterol level in my life, high glucose, some heart issues, highest weight. So from that, I decided, look, this life is precious. I fought hard for this, and I want to be the best me I can be. What do I need to do to get myself healthier? That put me on a path. I started off with the Live Strong program at the Y, which was amazing. It's for cancer survivors anywhere in their journey. So I did that 12-week program. From there, I did a sprint triathlon, which is like a shorter triathlon. Loved it. From there, I did a full distance triathlon. Loved it. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I think someday maybe I could do a half Ironman. That's my ultimate goal.
Wow.
My oncologist does, multiple Ironmans. He's got the plaques up in his rooms when you go to see him. And I was just like, that's so amazing. I'd love to try half Ironman. And so I thought, on this journey, like one of the things I'd like to accomplish is a full marathon. And I'm not a runner. I'm not a fast runner. Even since treatment, I mean, I've never really been at my ideal weight or, ideal perfect health, right? It's always a work in progress. So I'm kind of like the overweight, out of shape sometimes runner, slow runner. My husband says, do you enjoy running? I often say, no, I do not enjoy running, but I run to prove I can. Right?
Yes.
Like when I said I was doing a marathon, I don't enjoy running, and I certainly didn't enjoy the training for that. But I wanted to prove, 5 years out from cancer, like I can do this. I can do this. And really running for me is mental. Like I think, I need to stop and walk. I don't physically need to stop. Mentally, I think I do. And so that training for the marathon helped me in a lot of ways, because it helped me overcome some of the mental blocks and the mental barriers that we give ourselves, because I was physically capable of doing it. I just kept telling myself I wasn't. And so training for the marathon, I learned a lot of lessons along the way. I don't know if I'd ever want to necessarily do one again, but I can check that off the list, right? Like I did it.
That's right.
It was an amazing experience. And, my ultimate goal is to do a half Ironman, which would include swimming, biking, and running a half marathon in that particular race. And so right now I'm training to do the Sunburst, which got rescheduled for August. This summer I'm training to do that half marathon in hopes that maybe next year, 2021, is my year to do my half Ironman.
Wow. So we are coming up to the close here. And that's why I said you're such an inspiration. What would you tell somebody that had been newly diagnosed with cancer? Like if there was one thing that you could say that was the one thing you concentrated on that got you through, what would you tell somebody?
I remember one of my nurses, who ironically herself has been diagnosed with breast cancer since she helped me. But I remember one of my nurses said to me, Stacey, this is a blip in time. It's a moment in your life. You'll get through it. You'll move past it, and it will be a short part of a long road in your journey, right? And in the moment, it feels so overwhelming. It feels like everything. It's your everything, that cancer diagnosis. But I can say that you do move through it, move past it, move on, and you can live a life, a full, happy life full of health and wellness. And you can be appreciative for the journey. There was a quote I came across that said, I tell this cancer these things. Thank you for teaching me to stop and listen. Thank you for reminding me of what is truly important. You can go now. And I love that because
I do too.
We're done, right?
That's right.
We're done. We're over. Thank you for the lessons you've shared with me. I've learned from those lessons, and now I'm moving on.
That's right. Well, awesome. You have been wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your story and for inspiring our listeners. If you have any questions or comments or would like to know more about the guests on our show or for more information about Hello Gorgeous, feel free to contact me at kbecker@hellogorgeous.org or visit our website at www.hellogorgeous.org. We invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and download our mobile app. Thank you for joining me today on Hello Gorgeous, everything beauty, cancer, and inspiration. I'm your host, Kim Becker, and until next time, stay gorgeous.